I'm someone who is in a place of unity consciousness, karmic balance, what have you, all the things, where I am impossible. And what I mean by that is separating the I am from the possible. So I am possible, where I can do anything I set my mind to. And I mean actually anything. If I wanted to be an Olympic champion, if I wanted to, I don't know, become some mass leader of some kind, whatever. I can do literally anything. I am the impossible. I am possible. And so, being in this placement, it is a damning freedom to have that much, just having absolute freedom of choice. And I wonder if that's part of what feeds avoidance of each and every one of us as part of the unity consciousness of conscious expressions, power. If we're afraid of that power, because it then means we have responsibility to ourselves and the collectives. And it also means that we are responsible for our own fulfillment, which can be felt on other levels. Hello, Cardinal Boy. Just observe him for a minute. He's been coming by. Offended by the dove boy in the feeder. Interesting timing for reflection as well. Cardinals, especially cardinal males, they are so brightly colored and larger birds, and you would think that they'd be brave in the sense of like blue jay boisterousness, but they're really actually quite shy, quite gentle. And so it's their colors that speak for them. They're just their presence in general that makes them bold. They stand out as opposed to any sort of aggressive action. Watch. Keep the camera at this angle because it's set up for the bird feeder really nice for if he comes back. So it's a damning freedom. It's a damning amount of power access in that it's the most blessed. At this point, I come back to center with observing the birds in this moment, where it comes down to, and again, this isn't a superiority thing of me, it's for those who have the karmic balance for this and are in this placement. Coming back to center and acknowledging that I am God, the universe, life itself, observing itself through human form in this moment. And so that is one part of the dual experience, and the other part being more emphasis on the human form of, like the first part being it's less important what form I'm in. The second part of that duality being acknowledging I am in human form at this time. Why is that? What purpose can I serve as a human specifically? Concept of purpose in general. And when, with me having, and anyone in this position having access to this much power of the impossible, the I am possible, how do you choose? Which leads me into the first thought I had coming into this reflection, which is, so for context, I am someone who has access to all timelines. I am naturally drawn to the highest timeline. That is like the default setting, essentially, the highest timelines. And something I finally came to understand just yesterday, because particularly in extra intimate relationships, I found that I naturally choose the highest timeline of choices, but it wasn't reflecting back to me fully. And I took that personally. But then yesterday I came to realize a very important factor in this is free will. Though I have access to the highest timelines and choose in alignment with the highest timelines, everyone as an expression of the full, of all consciousness, unity, one is everyone, and at the same time individual expressions. Everyone has freedom of choice in any given moment. One moment. So, with freedom of choice in any given moment, that means that though I may be choosing in alignment with the highest timelines and following that, which is constantly shifting. So this applies both to just for my keeping up with that, and also an important factor with more emphasis I came to understand yesterday is because everyone is choosing in every given moment out of so many choices, the timeline is constantly shifting. And so there is no there is a preset general direction, but there is no preset, there's no way for me or anyone in my position or relative position with this access to say, okay, this is the direction, so everything is going to be like I'm going to do this, this, and this, because I may be choosing to start with this and this, but because everyone else included in the unity is making different choices, like some that are not away from consciousness, but may take longer to get to consciousness, the general direction, it is because of all of the other parts of the conscious expression's choices that I need to, not consciously, I need to read moment to moment to adjust with the constant shifting of everyone else. I don't know if I'm doing this justice in explaining it. For those who understand, you'll understand. I'll trust that. So that is why, the real reason why, I need to go moment to moment, trusting my inner compass, as I've labeled it, the different body sensations and placements that tell me with what direction to go, with what intensity, whatever, all the ever. And so it makes sense to me now on the larger scale why that is my calling of following of calling. There we go. It's not about me. I got out of the part where it's about me. It all is and isn't. And so I am more at ease going forward with that acknowledgement. And that kind of answers the first part I talked about itself of, having that impossible power, impossible access, the karmic balance, reward, if you will, karmic balance. I serve moment to moment. Just as this cardinal boy does in between the doves being chaotic. There are times to stand out, there are times to back away, there are times to stand out while you're backing away. There are so many layers and complexities in the simplicity. Let's watch him again. Being a bold, powerful being. It's not our job to always be in the front. And that's both because it will distract away from others that are part of the collective that need their time. And it also means that when we are in the front, we are valued more. Contrasts are important. Tension is important. Push-pull, or rather not in the push-pull in the sense of manual push-pull, but in like a rope, that kind of tension. All right, those are my reflections for now. I feel like this is a good start to the journey that I'm setting off for the next month. Feels aligned. And it's nice that I'm having this integration before, so that way I know it's not outside of myself in any way. So is beautiful. We are all beautiful. Continue to do well.